Hi there. Today's workout is something a little bit different. We're going to do a yoga style stretching workout. So this one is all going to be done from a chair, so we're not going to do any work on the floor. So we need ideally a hard back chair. As usual, we're going to think about posture all the way through. So throughout the moves, we're really thinking about having a neutral spine. And when we talk about a neutral spine, we mean a flat back and we mean shoulders back. So not, when I say sit nice and tall, that's what I mean. So nice flat back, tummy pulled in at all times and shoulders back. And when we sit in this way and we have this neutral posture, we're really taking care of our lower back and our neck. So we're going to get started. We're going to do 12 movements for about 45 seconds each, and I'll direct you as we go through. So one of the big aspects of yoga is breathing. So just before we get started, I really want you thinking about breath. So big breath in through the nose, big breath out through the mouth. So we'll have a little practice. So we'll just sit nice and quietly for a moment and we'll think about breathing. So we'll have a big breath in through the nose, big breath out through the mouth. So you can see we already feel more relaxed just having done that. Throughout all of these exercises, really try to think about breathing and really try to think about taking those big breaths in and those big relaxing breaths out. And that will really help you just to chill out. So we're going to get started. The first exercise is, let me get my timer on, is we're just going to open our arms up. So we're just going to nice big stretch up, cross our arms at the top, stretch down. Try again. So nice and tall, nice big breaths. Lovely. So we're going to get started. And off we go. So the first movement we're going to do is we're going to clasp our hands in front of us, nice tall back, and we're just going to stretch forwards to start with. So nice big breaths in and out. We're then going to move those arms up. Go across to the side. And the other side. Put them back down in front of us. That's that one done. The next one is we're just going to sit forward in our seat. So we're just going to really keep our back straight, hinge from the hips, and really reach forward. Any point if you're struggling, you can just reset yourself and then go back into it. So we've got a nice straight back and nice straight arms. You can see we're in a bit of a Superman pose. Lovely. The next one is a torso twist. So we're going to just hinge from our hips and face towards the opposite wall. So you can see I'm kind of grabbing onto the chair to help me do that. So you should feel that around your side here. Nice deep breaths. And we'll swap sides. Lovely. We're then going to stretch out the backs of our arms. So we're going to put our arm as far behind our back as we can. So you can see that's kind of what we're looking for. If you can hold on to it with the other arm, that's great. You're just trying to get that arm as far back as you can. If you struggle to hold on with the other arm, that's absolutely fine, just drop that down. And you should feel that down here. And we'll swap sides. Again, remembering to breathe. Sitting up nice and tall. Lovely, the next one, we're just going to bring our arm across our body, and that's just going to stretch off our shoulder joint there. So we're just kind of grabbing on just here, and you're pulling that arm towards you, and then you'll really feel that open up your shoulder across here. If you do any of these moves and they cause you any kind of pain, just stop and wait for the next move. Just concentrate on doing some deep breathing in the meantime. What you don't want to be doing is pushing your joints beyond the point of comfort into pain. This is all about comfortable stretching. And swap to the other side. Lovely. The next one is a seated frog. So we want to be putting our feet together, and then we're opening our legs as far apart as we can. So if you can, pull those feet in towards you and you'll feel that stretch more. If not, put them further forwards. But what we're aiming for is just to open those hips up as much as we can, so you can kind of put pressure on your legs to open them up a bit more. And that's a seated frog. Again, we're sitting up nice and tall, really thinking about those big breaths in, big breaths out. Brilliant. The next one is knee to chest. So we're just going to pick up whichever leg we want. I'm going with the left first, and we're going to really hug that knee into our chest as high up as we can. And we'll swap over halfway. And swap over. So really hug it up as hard as you can there. Lovely, and that's working the back of our leg here. We're then going to stretch off our hamstrings, those big muscles at the back of our legs. So we're going to sit slightly forwards in our chair. We've got one leg bent, one leg straight. If you lean forward, again, we're hinging at the hips. You should feel that down the back of this straight leg. If I move to the side, you can see what that looks like from the side. And we'll get ready. Just over now. The more you lean forward, the more you'll feel that stretch. Lovely. The next one, we're going to just flex our legs, so our legs nice and straight. We're just going to flex our toes, and we're going to straighten up again. So the only thing moving is our foot. Trying to keep our leg nice and straight. You can hold on to it if you struggle. You can see the only thing moving is the end of my foot. Swap legs. So leg straight, flex, point. Remembering to breathe. Lovely. Next one is a chest opener. So we're just going to open our arms kind of as wide as we can. Put the door in the way. And all we're doing is really just opening up across here. If at any point you need to drop your arms, just give your shoulders a circle, then do it, and then back out you go again. So sitting up nice and tall, arms as wide apart as you can. You can really stretch open those fingers, and that feels even nicer. Or as far back as you can get them. Lovely. We're then going to cross one leg over the other, and we're going to lean over the leg that's bent. So we're going to really feel that in our side. So we're really looking over the leg that's crossed over. And we'll swap sides. Back to the centre, cross over, and then give yourself a real twist round. Nice deep breaths. Lovely. Come back to the centre, and we'll finish off just as we started with some of those chest openers. So we're going to come down and then up to the ceiling. Nice big breaths. Up to the ceiling. We'll do 2 more. That's 1. We'll come back, we'll have our heart, hands to our heart centre. Big breath in. Very well done. That's our seated yoga style stretching session. Very well done.